What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Baldmanreacts. Incredibly sad news. Incredibly unfortunate news. It has been confirmed by family members to Billboard, as well as on the Pantera official Facebook page, that Vinnie Paul, or was known as Vinnie Paul Abbott, the drummer of Pantera, Damage Plan, and Hell Yeah, has passed away at the age of 54. It's an incredibly sad thing on many levels. Vinnie was an incredibly influential drummer, and the kick sound that he and Terry Date were able to capture on Vulgar Display of Power became revolutionary in heavy metal. So many people have emulated that kick sound over the years and gone through the process to get that sound. But he was a phenomenal drummer, helped write some incredible tracks, and was one of the driving forces of an incredible rhythm section with himself and Rex Brown that propelled a band nobody expected to dominate the way they did. Started out as a crotch rock band playing Motley Crue-like stuff, eventually became the groovy thrash edge juggernaut that Pantera became, and so much of that was because of Vinnie and Dime. So it's an incredibly tragic thing. It's also tragic that he and Phil never managed to reconcile their issues. So that sucks. I know that's probably going to get Phil a little bit, because those two had spent so much time together, and it was a shame they never managed to reconcile their relationship before his passing. He's left us entirely too young. He had so much more music to give us. We've lost yet another great. And the obvious choice here would be Cemetery Gates. But quite honestly, everybody's going to do. Every reaction channel or tribute is going to do Cemetery Gates. Not every, but the vast majority of. And it's going to be that, or it's going to be Floods. Both are phenomenal tracks. Both are amazing tracks. Both are tracks that I love to death. But we're going to go with one of my absolute favorites from my favorite Pantera record, Vulgar Display of Power. Go with the last track on that record. We're going with Hollow. An incredible track in so many ways, and it's got one of my favorite solos from Dime on it, even though it's a short one. Some incredibly powerful, gut-wrenching lyrics, and some amazing songwriting. So, to say goodbye to amazing drummer, somebody I've had a chance to meet, talk with, and have a beer with several times over the course of seeing him with Pantera and Damage Plan, and Hell Yeah. I saw Pantera 4 times. I saw Damage Plan twice in the span of a couple of weeks. In fact, I saw Damage Plan 7 days before Dime was killed. And I've seen Hell Yeah a few times as well. Really nice guy, really genuine guy. And he's going to be missed. He really is. So, Pantera, Hollow, coming off Vulgar Display of Power, to say goodbye to Vinnie Paul. And here we go. This melodic lead line, when I first heard it, blew me away. It's such a beautiful line. Got those incredibly sparkly cleans back there. Beautiful, rich bass tone. And that ever-present, clicky kick sound. Phil puts on such an incredible vocal performance here in this track. Beautiful vibrato there.
in mine.
It's not a complex song drum-wise, but at the same time, it's that tightly played drum pattern and strong backbone that really helps make this track work. Big bends from Don. These lyrics have always given me chills. It's always so powerful. It's such an incredible vocal performance. So hard not to sing along to this incredible track. The simple, beautiful lead, those huge bends. The way this track suddenly just shifts. Really cool, clean sound here by the guitars. Great accents with a lot of the dive bombs and whammy stuff Don loved to do. Just that slowly building drum cadence there. One of the things I always loved about this track, drum-wise, is it isn't a complex drum track. And I think that's part of the beauty of it. Great fills here. Really nice little double kick work as part of that fill. The song is completely shifted and it's just gonna riff out the next couple of minutes here. A big alternating snare and crash. I love that little addition to the slowly alternating double kick there. This little simple accents that Vinnie was capable of that just elevated a drum track. Nice little harmonics. Really cool little cymbal work. Those little things, those little nuances and touches. Riff just slowly changes and shifts just slightly. And they just fade this out with those heavy, simple grooves. That was Hollow by Pantera, saying goodbye to Vinnie Paul. It's sad, because there was so much left unfinished. As far as the track goes, well, I love the way it opens with those big harmonies. I love the way the track builds. I love those incredibly powerful, poignant lyrics written by Phil. And I still do think it's one of his best vocal performances. You know, he still had a lot of his range back then, and he was able to really showcase different parts of it. His vibrato and some of the touches he has clean. And the track really does make that incredible shift after the solo. And it just goes from a pretty yet intense and emotional ballad to this heavy, crushing groove that finishes the track out. And lyrically, there's just so much venom out of Phil. And you really can hear that drum sound and Vinnie's style on full display. He was never the most powerhouse of the drummer. He certainly had ability and chops, but I'd never put him up there in my top 10. But that doesn't mean he wasn't a hell of a drummer. He really was, and he had a very interesting and almost unique style. Had some of that flair from the crotch rock bands like Motley Crue and Rat and what have you. That flash and showmanship that he loves so much. And he managed to evolve as a drummer and become a heavier, faster player when Pantera decided to change their sound into what they became, starting with power metal back in '88. I'll still never understand why they chose not to re-release it. Maybe because they didn't want to tarnish their image of being that heavy band, and they wanted to get away from the more glam rock image of yesteryear, but left an indelible mark. He's influenced so many incredible drummers, to include guys like Chris Alder from Lamb of God and many others. And, you know, looking at what if scenarios, it really would have been incredible to have seen what might have happened if he would have been able to join Megadeth, because Dime had gotten the approval. He had been made an offer from Dave to join Megadeth, and he was going to take it, but he wanted to bring Vinnie along, and Dave had just hired Nick Menza at the time. So maybe if that call would have came a little bit sooner, they would have both wound up in Megadeth for a period. I won't say forever, because, well, let's be honest, nobody stays in Megadeth forever. But would that have shaped Megadeth differently? Would that have shaped Pantera differently? Would Pantera have been the success that they had been? Would they have come along right at the right moment and broken at the right moment? That's, I guess, talking about Pantera, it wasn't just that they broke, but it's when they finally broke, because truly Far Beyond Driven blew that band up. Vulgar, Cowboys from Hell and Vulgar were a good start, and I love Vulgar. It's still my favorite record. But the record that truly propelled them into the heavy metal stratosphere, especially at the time they came out, as grunge was becoming so massive, was Far Beyond Driven. And I remember getting a copy of that record not too long after it was released, and loving that as much as I love the rest of them. But what are your Pantera moments? What are your Vinnie Paul moments and memories? Share them in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let's mourn and remember a little bit together. Now that Vinnie Paul is up in the greatest eternal heavy metal festival in the sky and reunited with his brother. So, Vinnie, we will certainly miss you. Your contribution to music will last forever, as long as there's humans. So, thank all of you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my law enforcement, military, veterans, and first responders for what you do every day. As always, you have been awesome. I have been Baldman. I will see you in the next one. Be excellent to each other. Headbang.